Hi gamers! It's time to do another console-specific collection update, and this time it's time for the Wii. I thought, what better time to do this now than there's a blizzard out there in the background. I did my previous Wii collection video like 7 years ago, or maybe even more. I think I had then 110 games included in the collection, and this time I had 134 plus 2 demo discs. So a total of 136 pieces of software here. So not that much, like 25 games more than the previous video, but I pretty much had all the games I wanted to have like 7 years ago already, and just been adding games here and there at a leisurely pace whenever I saw something I wanted to add. But yeah, let's dive right into it and see what I got here. Okay, let's start first with the demo discs that I mentioned. I got here Monster Hunter 3 Try. This is the US version, and says demo disc, not for resale, GameStop reserve now. And I also got some basic controls here that you can open up, but I haven't opened this up. I think those are pretty cool things. And yeah, I would say that, demos like this are a must for like completist collectors, which I'm not in the Wii playing field, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. And over here we have says nothing more than the Nintendo demo disc, but on the back you can see it's for the Skyward Sword. And yeah, disc looks like this, says demo version, not for resale. And just stuff that they, this is for consumers, obviously. I think you got this when you pre-ordered the game. But this, I believe, was something that, like the software that Nintendo was playing at like E3 or similar events. So true demo in that sense. So let's start here with the regular games now. These are in alphabetical order, and as is customary, let's see how many times I'm gonna screw up the alphabetical order when I have like big boxed collector's editions or something like that in a different pile. So I'm gonna be messing up quite a bit, I think. Starting here with a banger with Alice in Wonderland. Actually, I don't even know why I have this. I haven't bought this. That's for sure. I think I nabbed this from the office when I used to work for the gaming magazine. Yeah, that's gotta be the one. Don't know how good the game is. Animal Crossing City Folk. Of course, any Animal Crossing game is just a joy, and pretty much like a console generation defining game, and I've played all of them quite a bit. Also got here the so it's called City Folk in the US, and Let's Go to the City in Europe. Then we have another Code R, A Journey into Lost Memories. Got here one opened and one sealed. And this is a sequel to another Code on the DS. And I've said this in my DS videos that another Code, which was a really early DS game, is pretty much the quintessential DS game. I love it. It's you couldn't do it on any other machine than the DS, and it's just brilliant stuff. I had high hopes with another Code R on the Wii, that it would utilize the Wii remote in similarly ingenious ways that the original utilized the DS. but it kind of fell flat on that regard. It's still a nice, got some nice puzzles. This is more or less you play for the story, and some pretty good writing here. Battalion Wars 2. The original was, of course, on the GameCube. Also got here one sealed. Big Brain Academy for a Wii. Another sequel from the DS, and yeah, funnily enough, just also came out a few months ago on the Switch. Boom Blocks. This is the famous Steven Spielberg game. I don't even, to this day, I don't know what Steven Spielberg was doing with the development of the game, but this is a really great puzzle game, especially with when you have 4 friends or 3 friends and you. Just really great multiplayer fun. And I also got here the sequel, Boom Blocks Smash Party. Then Boom Street. This is like a Mario Party type board game made by Square Enix with the Mario characters. A Boy and His Blob. Really, I think it's just a fantastic story that, like the previous game in this series came out on the black and white Game Boy. And yeah, this is the second game in the series, I think. I hope I don't miss anything. And just a really great adventure puzzle game. And really great graphics, really endearing 2D animation, and I just love the fact that the game has a button just for hugging the blob, and it's the cutest thing ever. Call of Duty 3. Captain Rainbow. This is a cult classic. Just, yeah, it's one of those really Japanese games. And I hunted this down when I was in one of my Japanese trips. And yeah, just quirky stuff. You have to take a look at a video for this game. I don't want to explain it. Castle of Shikigami 3. This is a sequel to the Dreamcast Castle of Shikigami 2. And the first one, was it on PlayStation 1? Not sure. But yeah, a 2D bullet hell shooter. Good stuff. Castlevania Judgment. Yeah, this is one of those 3D Castlevanias before they were good. Yeah, I think so. I think I remember this not being that good, but yeah, of course, Castlevania should be 2D only. The Conduit. I got here a special edition. Yeah, this was, yeah, like it says here, best shooting game on the Wii, which surprisingly doesn't mean all that much. But yeah, this was one of the games that was supposed to like tax the Wii hardware to its maximum, and yeah, look awesome, and yeah, it's the Halo killer, and of course it wasn't, but it's still a decent shooter. Deadly Creatures. This is still sealed. One of the more original protagonists, like you play with these little critters, a scorpion or a snake or a spider. Yeah, it's really original stuff. Dead Space Extraction. Now this one was a pleasant surprise. Had some really great graphics and some really atmospheric shooting. This was an on-rails shooter, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but yeah, still it was nice to have a Dead Space game on the Wii. The Blob. I've got one open and one sealed. Platforming. Disaster, Day of Crisis, still sealed. I do like the red Nintendo peel strip here. Makes sealed games look all that much better. Yeah, this was like one of those more mature Wii games, and yeah, it is a first or second party, however you wanna call it, a game, first party game, and some crazy cinematic stuff. Pretty chuckle-inducing plot here as well. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Yeah, this was a great game. Factor 5, sorry, not Factor 5, Retro Studios was given the Donkey Kong IP, and I think people were like, yeah, what do they know? Are they rare? But yeah, they really knew what they were doing, and just a really challenging, really great 2D platforming. And yeah, I just love Donkey Kong Country Returns. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. This is part of the new Play Control series, which were GameCube games remastered for the Wii with new controls. And in this case, it means that they got rid of the DK bongos, and you drum with your Wii remote and nunchuck. But I think I think that this also had. Wait, did this again? It's been really really a long time since I played many of these games. Sorry if I'm having lapses. But did this have right, like just regular controls? You didn't have to drum with your hands. Can't remember, but still, I Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, even on the GameCube with the DK bongos, was a really original take on 2D platforming, and I love the boss battles where you beat these giant apes with your hands, and yeah, just all around good fun. And also got here. Oh, sorry, this was the US copy, and this was the PAL copy. Dragon Quest Swords, The Masked Queen, and the Tower of Mirrors. LEDs. I'm almost getting like nostalgic looking at the Konami logo there when they made actual games, even if it was crooked stuff like LEDs. But yeah, Konami, come back. You got this. And also got here the US copy called Bits. Endless Ocean. And got here also the Endless Ocean 2, Adventures of the Deep. Again, one of the more original premises for a game. Basically, you're diving in the ocean, and it's less of a game than like relaxation software. There's not, yeah, you're in no pressure to do anything, and you can just go and explore, and yeah, really relaxing stuff. Epic Mickey 2, The Power of Two. Excite Bots, Trick Racing, and of course the earlier Excite Truck, which was it was a nice thing to have. You know, Nintendo continue the Excite Bike series with a bit of a twist here, and yeah, this was really hectic, nice arcade racing action. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, The Crystal Bearers. I really love the GameCube original Crystal Chronicles. Actually, I haven't even played the Crystal Bearers. This is still sealed. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Yeah, Fire Emblem games have been just pure class all throughout. Love the GameCube original. I think the GameCube Fire Emblem was the first game in the whole series that I played. I loved it and was happy to continue with on the Wii. Then we have our first special edition. Well, this is like the regular edition of the game Fling Smash. I don't think that they sold it without the Wii Remote Plus. Yeah, I used to pick up pretty much every game that had the Wii Remote included. So it was a nice way to bolster your collection of controllers for multiplayer games. Geometry Wars Galaxies. I have played a ton of Geometry Wars on the Xbox 360, and yeah, it's actually one of my favorite 2D shooters, even though it's so minimalist. But yeah, just the design is just out of this world. Really, really well playing game. And then we have Goldeneye 007. When this was announced, yeah, people thought that this was gonna be like a remake of the Nintendo 64 original, but it wasn't. It was a totally new game, apart from like the first level or something like that. That was like a remake of the original, but and as such, yeah, not as good as the original, of course. But yeah, had some high hopes for this. But also included a golden classic controller Pro, which was, of course, a really nice incentive to pick this limited edition up. Guilty Gear XX Accent Core, some great 2D fighting. The House of the Dead 2 and 3 return. I love House of the Dead 2 on the Dreamcast, and number 3 was it made its console debut on the Xbox, and yeah, a nice package to have both 2 and 3 on the Wii. And you know, of course, it's using the Zapper, so yeah. The Wii actually does have quite a few great light gun games. I got some more here coming up as well. Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. Well, of course, the main reason to pick this up was, it doesn't even say here, but the game included the Indiana Jones and Fate of Atlantis on the in here, so that was a great bonus. Ivy the Kiwi from the creator of Sonic, just a really charming 2D platformer. Kirby's Adventure Wii. This was like the first Kirby game to have multiplayer, I think. And as such, you know, it's been a part of pretty much every Kirby game since. So I think this is the one that started it all. And I got here Kirby 20th Anniversary Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition, which includes game disc, CD soundtrack, and a collectible book. And which games do we have here? Let's do a little zoom. There we go. Kirby's Dream Land, the original from the black and white Game Boy. Kirby's Adventure on the NES. Kirby's Dream Land 2. Kirby's Superstar. Kirby's Dream Land 3. And Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. So a really fantastic package for Kirby fans. And got a bunch of different Kirby's Epic Yarns here. I got here the European versions, one opened and one sealed, and one US version opened. I loved Kirby's Epic Yarn, just so charming. There's been a lot of this kind of like Yoshi's Woolly World and things like that, but this was the original cloth-based platforming game. And next up, another limited edition, The Last Story. It's a really heavy edition. And this was one of the famous RPG games that were released in Europe, but not in the US. Did they ever came out? But they had like this all kinds of campaigns to get them released. But yeah, Europe got really spoiled here. Game by Hironobu Sakaguchi and music by Nobuo Uematsu, so very Final Fantasy-esque stuff here. Wait, why does it weigh so much? I gotta take a look inside. Let's do a mini unboxing. This is heavy. So we got a steelbook case. And of course, in the game itself, 2 discs. And there's some, well, this is the manual, okay. And then a bunch of CDs, I believe, elements of The Last Story. Then we got a CD, premium soundtrack, and an art book. So yeah, really crammed quite a bit of stuff here. And I like the fact that the Wii, different Wii collector's editions, whether they have like stuff like this in them or a controller in them, are all the same size. It makes them really easy to put on the shelves and stack up. But what I do hate is this hang tab. Like most games have this, some don't, but I just hate this. This makes stacking really iffy to put on the shelves, but hey, you can't get rid of it. I guess you could like cut it up, but no, not gonna happen. Then we get to the Legend of Zelda games. We're up to L here. Twilight Princess, of course, Wii's launch title, and also pretty much the last game on the GameCube. And yeah, this was the first, but certainly not the last Zelda game that was started out development on a different system, and then they kind of realized that the system isn't doing that well, so maybe we should just release it on the next one. But yeah, I was just still really happy that they still put it out on the GameCube. But yeah, it was just magical to be playing a new Zelda game on launch day. Just fantastic stuff. And I also got here one sealed copy as well. And then we have Skyward Sword. Got here the limited edition, still sealed, and limited edition pack. This one I opened up and played, and I actually still have the golden Wii remote in use. And both of these include a special orchestra CD. Where are we now? This is really handy when Legend of Zelda and Link's crossbow training are next to each other in the alphabet. So yeah, this was the debut of the Wii Zapper, and yeah, this was a really nice set. This cost like 30 euros or something like that. So a bargain. You get the Zapper shell and a new Zelda game, even if it was like more or less these mini games where you shoot enemies and shoot targets, but still this was good fun. And yeah, Nintendo showing that they still can do great light gun games, even after the, you know, it's been a year since the NES Zapper, but yeah, Nintendo still had it. This is actually one of my favorite light gun games. Little King's Story. Mad World. This was this the first Platinum Games game? There was, got here, one open and one sealed. I can't remember, but definitely one of the first, and yeah, just love the presentation of it. So the whole game is white, black, and red, and yeah, got the 18 rating here as well, so really bloody. We have some classics: Mario Party 8, still sealed. Mario Party 9, still sealed. And another new play control, Mario Power Tennis. So this was unlike the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, which was using the bongos on the GameCube. This was just a regular controller game on the GameCube, but they updated it to be using the Wii remote motion controls. Continuing here with Mario sports games, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, which actually I'm not sure, this was for a long time the highest selling Sega game ever. So this outsold anything that Sega had made on the Mega Drive, Saturn, Dreamcast, anything. And I'm not sure if this still is the way. Maybe some Yakuza game has oversold it, but I wouldn't be surprised if this still is the best-selling Sega game. Which is really funny. Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Yeah, just breezing through here all the Mario sports games. Mario Sports Mix, which was a collection of different sports games, which didn't warrant their own game, like the Mario Tennis or Mario Strikers Charged Football. But yeah, like I've said many times, Mario sports games are really a class act. You can't go wrong getting a new Mario sports game. And we also got here Mario Kart Wii. I think this sold like 35 million copies compared to like there were 100 million Wii's, and this sold like 35 million, I think so. 1 in 3 Wii owners had this, and yeah, of course, this was a lot of fun, like any Mario Kart game. And with this, you got the Wii wheel shell. Many of these, well, pretty much all of these Wii accessories were just empty shells for you to put the Wii remote in. Then Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Got here one opened and one sealed. And I guess I could also take this here as well. So I got Metroid Prime Trilogy. I got one, I think they're both opened, but one European version and one US version, which includes the GameCube originals and the third game in the series here. Metroid Prime 1 is one of my all-time favorite games. It's in the top 10 for sure, maybe even top 5. Could be in the top 3, I don't even know. Prime 3 wasn't as good. I wouldn't say that it's about the control scheme, but I did prefer using the GameCube controls instead of the motion controls, even though they aren't that prevalent here. But still, just a fantastic game. You know, even if you are the third best Metroid Prime game, it still means that you are one of the best games ever, pretty much. And yeah, still looking forward to hopefully getting the Prime Trilogy on the Switch. But there was also one more Metroid game on the Wii. Metroid Other M. Now this gets a lot worse reputation than it warrants. People, I think, like gameplay wise, this is just fantastic. Team Ninja did a great job, and at crafting a little bit different kind of Metroid game. But I think people are miffed at the plot here and how Samus is portrayed. But I think I have no problems with it. I think they did a good job. I have no problems with Samus being a bit more like a bit more vulnerable here. She's still a badass, but yeah, this just tells her background and stuff like that. And people also hated the fact that like you unlock your abilities by your CO authorizing them. So you're talking with somebody who says that you can't use your missiles, for example, quite yet. And when the threat level is high enough, now he gives you the permission to use those missiles. Of course, it's a bit silly. I agree, but then again, like, how many times you're gonna do the same plot that Samus goes on a desert planet and she loses all of her abilities, and then she has to pick them up from Jozo statues and blow up a rock and then find missiles underneath, and yeah, it's a plot device, and I actually like that they did something new here instead of the age-old plot of losing her abilities for the 10th time. But yeah, I like Metroid Other M, even though many people don't. Milestone Shooting Collection Wii. This has, I think, Karos and Radilchi, the 2D shooters. I think I do have both on the Dreamcast, but it was nice to see this on the Wii as well. I picked this up when I was in Japan. And then we have Monster Hunter 3, or Try, however you wanna say it. And also got here the Ultimate Hunter Pack limited edition. This was for the longest time, this was my YouTube channel's most watched video that I unboxed this. So good times. Muramasa, the Demon Blade, absolutely gorgeous 2D animation and graphics, and a great side-scrolling action game. NBA Jam, classic arcade hoops reignited. Yeah, I think everybody loves NBA Jam, and yeah, this was a nice continuation of that arcade feel the games had. Knights, Journey of Dreams. Yeah, just of course Knights is a super classic on the Saturn, and people were hyped about having an actual sequel to Knights. It wasn't that great, but still as great as the original. But I think it's always hard to follow up on some legendary games, but still it was nice to have a sequel. And we have another batch of new Play Control games. Pikmin 1 and 2. Pikmin 1 and 2 were one of my favorite GameCube games for sure. And this opened up the ability to use up the pointer controls with the Wii remote, and I gotta say that worked well. These are very, very playable on the Wii, and got a little bit of a graphical upgrade as well, and yeah, just really, really excellent games. And then we have new Super Mario Brothers Wii. Of course, the first new Super Mario Brothers was on the DS, and yeah, it was really fun. You know, 2D Mario is back, and they continued here on the Wii, and this was. First and foremost, a four-player game. They had a lot of game modes for 4 players, and yeah, this is still something that we play on game meets with my friends. Excellent stuff. And we have No More Heroes. Got one opened US copy and one sealed PAL copy. And I also got here No More Heroes 2, Desperate Struggle. Just really original and like a breath of fresh air when this first came out. And yeah, I think like the first is still the best. Then we have Okami. This was first came out on the PlayStation 2, and when they were talking about the Wii port, of course people thought that, yeah, having the Wii remote to paint the calligraphy and all the stuff, you know, using the paintbrush, it's such a great idea. But surprisingly, it works worse than a regular controller. I don't know what they did with the motion controls, but the drawing it's just not as good. What this version is famous for is this. You can see here there's an IGN logo here on the front cover, which means that the people who made the cover art for the game actually just went to Google and found this picture, which was watermarked to IGN, and they just used it on the cover art, which is baffling. Like, where is your official cover art? You don't have to Google that stuff. So that's the main reason to own this US copy of the game. And next up we have Overlord Dark Legend. And then the second of the 3 RPGs that Europe got, but the US didn't. Pandora's Tower. Got here a sealed regular edition and a limited edition. It's really heavy as well, so yeah, I just love that they made. Not only did they this came out only in Europe, but they went all out and have like limited edition stuff like that. So really rub it into the US gamers for some reason. Yeah, it's funny how different like departments like Nintendo of Europe and Nintendo of America can have so different deals, publishing deals. It's really crazy. Punch-Out. Of course, Punch-Out started on the NES, continued on the Super Nintendo, and yeah, it was really nice to have a Wii version as well. And this is one of those games that's compatible with the Wii Fit board, and you stand on it, and of course, using the Wii remotes and nunchucks, it's a really nice fit for the game. Red Steel. I think this is. I've mentioned this a couple of times, but like when this was first announced and they showed the first trailer, people were like blown away how cool this is. You know, you have a sword in your hand and you're fighting, and that's just perfect for the motion controls. And yeah, in the end, that trailer was just bullshit after another, and it didn't work at all. Like they made it look like, of course, you know, you just hold your hand and, you know, there's no force feedback or anything like that, so it doesn't feel like you're holding a sword or sword fighting. You're just holding a game controller. But yeah, they also made a sequel, which there's still 2 here, which includes the Wii Motion Plus. so it required the add-on here, which gave the Wii remote some added precision, but that didn't really change anything. The game was it was fun, but pretty quickly wore out. It's like welcome, and yeah, definitely wasn't anything too special, even though it was like one of the biggest. This was touted as like one of the biggest games to own on the Wii, and yeah, it was 16 was the rating, and yeah, blood, and yeah, but next up we get to Resident Evil games. I got Resident Evil 4 Wii edition, one opened PAL version and one sealed US version. Resident Evil 4, one of the best games ever. Don't really have much to say about that. And then we have Resident Evil, The Dark Side Chronicles and The Umbrella Chronicles. Now these were light gun games and just worked perfectly on the Wii, and definitely one of the best light gun games ever. This had so much replayability, branching paths, you upgraded your gear, so this sounds harsh, but these were almost like real games instead of light gun games. And yeah, great graphics, and just great Resident Evil, hamming it up with the plot, and yeah, just good stuff. Yeah, if you like light gun games, these are definitely ones to pick up. Then we have Samba de Amigo. First came out on the Dreamcast, and you have your special maracas controllers to play the game, but here you don't need those maracas, you can just use your Wii remotes, but a rhythm game. Sam & Max Season 1, so this is one of the episodic point and click, basically adventure games. Of course, not doesn't have anything to do with the classic Sam & Max, but it was still a nice thing that they revived the IP. Silent Hill, Shattered Memories. One of the, I think one of the more uncommon or maybe more sought after Wii games, and this is totally new. This isn't a remake or anything. A totally unique Silent Hill game, exclusive to the Wii, and yeah, really great graphics and atmospheric gameplay, and it's a real Silent Hill game. Then we have Sin and Punishment, Successor of the Skies. The Sin and Punishment series started on the Nintendo 64, was only released in Japan there. I loved it. It's one of the more graphically intense games on the system. Treasure really knows what they're doing, and the sequel here, I had really high hopes for it, and this really delivered. And this is one of those games that the Wii remote and the control scheme really works here. It's perfect. You move with the nunchuck, and you aim with the Wii remote, and you got a really nice dual action here going with your hands, and just works really well. This is a fantastic game on the Wii. We have a couple of Skylanders games. The original, this one is still sealed, and also got a second one here, if I can just get it to frame. Skylanders Superchargers Racing, and this is the Dark Edition start pack. Yeah, this is also still sealed. My son played Skylanders games on the Wii U, but yeah, didn't play this on the Wii. But yeah, they were so cheap that I think most game collectors had them, and big boxes look great on the shelf. But I got for the Wii I have just those two. Of course I have all of the releases on the Wii U, so that was enough for me. I didn't have to collect them again on the Wii. Then Sniper Elite. And then we have Sonic Colors. Got here a regular edition and also a limited edition pack, which includes some figurines. Sonic Colors, it's been said many times now, this is the good Sonic game, and after all these years they're finally making a good Sonic game, 3D game that is. And yeah, it just it always seems to fall a bit short, and you know, there are some nice 2D elements here as well, but this is one of the better Sonic games for sure, but sadly that doesn't mean all that much. I'm sorry, Sonic fans. Yeah, Sonic just has I don't know, I think they've made way more bad Sonic games than good Sonic games, and yeah, this is one of the good ones, but still. Where are we? Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. Super Fruitfall. Yeah, this would be. I can't believe like a game like this is had like a physical release. This is like a mobile game or something like that. But here it is in full physical form. And we have Super Mario All-Stars 25th Anniversary Edition. Now these sold out fast, and I think these command quite a nice price even to this day. And yeah, it was just super funny to have a Super Nintendo game remastered, well, not remastered, just re-released on the Wii. And yeah, also includes a booklet and a soundtrack CD, and yeah, I love the red color here. I'm always really, when I take this game out, I always fear that the hang tab like falls out. I've preserved both of my little hang tab pieces here, but yeah, we'll see when those fall out. Super Mario Galaxy. And I also have one opened and one sealed copy of Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't know, I don't even feel like talking about these, just the best games on the system. Fantastic stuff, you should play them. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. And I also got here Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll. And I was a huge Super Monkey Ball fan on the GameCube. Just fantastic games, really tight controls. And I was really excited to get the Wii game here. And I thought, yeah, the motion controls work well, but they didn't. It's just a hassle to use them, and really it's not precise at all. And then when you get to the Step and Roll, which uses the Wii Fit board, then it's even more more imprecise. But yeah, it's just funny. Even like the mini games weren't that good, and yeah, Super Monkey Ball has really fell out of favor after the GameCube. Super Paper Mario. This was a bit different. You know, after Nintendo 64's Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door on the GameCube. This was the third installment in the series, but this was less of an RPG and had some more platforming elements to it, but with the same Paper Mario aesthetic. I really like this. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Everybody who loved Melee, of course, hated Brawl. I'm one of those people who don't know the difference. The newer Super Smash Bros. Is always the best, and it's been for me like that ever since. Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. And then we have a couple of Trauma Center games. Trauma Center New Blood and Second Opinion. These are just really wild stuff. You're like, you're at a hospital, but it's like the cases that come into the hospital, like you start out with like just a regular heart surgery or something like that, but then it's next thing you know, you're like chasing some moving bomb under the skin of the patient, and the clock is ticking away, and I think there's like maybe was there some aliens included. It's just crazy stuff, and I just love it. Wario Land, the Shake Dimension. One opened and one sealed. This was a really pleasant surprise. The 2D graphics were gorgeous, they still are, and just really something very different in the 2D platforming genre. And like for example, you don't for most enemies, I think if I remember correctly, for most enemies, Wario doesn't get hurt when he bumps into enemies, and just that is just a great subversion of the genre. You know, usually you're just you have to avoid the enemies, but Wario is big and fat. He can just bump into enemies, and it's all right. This has some really fantastic puzzle elements, and I just can't recommend this enough if you like 2D platformers. And yeah, just a really nice surprise. But this one wasn't. Again, this is a bit of a pattern here, but the GameCube original of WarioWare, well, the Game Boy Advance was the original, and then they made the multiplayer variant on the GameCube. And again, people were really waiting for what kind of crazy shenanigans are they going to do with WarioWare on the Wii, with the Wii remote. I can't wait. And in the end, it just wasn't as fun. You know, the mini games weren't that fun. They weren't that wacky, and you're just waving the Wii remote around, and it's imprecise. And yeah, that's like precision is a really important thing in WarioWare games. So yeah, what can you do? And don't get me wrong, I like the Wii remote and the nunchuck. I think they were brilliant, and Nintendo was genius in making the Wii, but you just really have to know how to implement them, like with New Play Control, Pikmin, or the Sin and Punishment game, or Super Mario Galaxy. So you really have to think. You just can't slap on the motion controls to every game and expect that that game turns out gold. We have the Wii Fit games, Wii Fit Plus here, one opened US copy and one sealed PAL copy, and of course, wait, here it comes. Of course, I have the balance board here as well. I'm just gonna put this down. And yeah, I actually used this. This was a nice novelty for a while. Didn't get thin, not that I was too fat to begin with, but yeah, of course nowadays you have all kinds of well, after Wii Fit there were all kinds of fitness games. Wii Fit was the first that started craze. Of course, there were like running mats, exercise mats on the NES even, but Wii Fit really started craze here, and yeah, all the power to Nintendo, always thinking outside of the box here. And it was the same with Wii Music. This one wasn't as successful, but it still sold like millions of copies, so it's not like this was something that Nintendo regrets or something like that. I got a sealed European copy and an opened US copy. But yeah, this the gameplay really isn't there. It's more like fooling around with the different instruments, and yeah, but still, it was again nice to see that Nintendo is actually doing something different, and that's how you know, things get advanced. You know, like you're advancing the gaming culture by doing something different, even if not all of the games are like smash hit successes, but still, I have to commend Nintendo for thinking of doing something different. And here we have, of course, one of the biggest classics on the system, the one that was packaged with the console itself, Wii Sports. And yeah, this just everybody was doing this, everybody and their grandfather, and just was a cultural phenomenon. And again, it was a smash hit for Nintendo, and of course the games are a bit simplistic, but still they have you know, enough control over them that it feels like you're you know, kind of doing the sport, and but still the game helps you. You know, you don't have to be an actual sportsman to play the tennis, and yeah, just a really nice balance between casual gaming and you know, how this was accessible to everybody that hadn't even played any video games before. So that's the genius of Wii Sports. And also got here the sequel, Wii Sports Resort. This included the Motion Plus add-on, and yeah, this was more of the same. It wasn't as like, didn't send as many shockwaves throughout the gaming industry as the original did, but still, of course, you had to make a sequel. And here we have a couple of the minigame collections, got Wii Party, and the original Wii Play, and Wii Play Motion, which included the better Wii Remote here. I guess I could talk more about the Wii Play here. This was one of the launch titles, and it was really a no-brainer to get, because like this, like I think the Wii Remote cost like 50 euros, and the Wii Play with the Wii Remote was like 60 euros. So you got a game for basically 10 euros. So this was a no-brainer, and yeah, this was a really nice showcase of what the Wii Remote can do. It was some really excellent mini games here, and again, this is something that we still play. For example, the laser hockey here. That's something that we still play when we get together with friends, and hilarity ensues. Just good stuff, and yeah, many different great mini games here, and a must for any Wii enthusiast. And getting to the end here, we got Xenoblade Chronicles. I got one regular edition, and here we have the limited edition, which includes a red Pro controller. And yeah, this was one of the pride and joys of Wii owners, an exclusive Japanese RPG that was really top-notch, and you could only play it on the Wii. One of the best graphics on the Wii there was, and still it's heralded as one of the best Japanese RPGs there is. And we have one final game here, Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbaros Treasure. This was basically a point-and-click adventure. It doesn't look like it, but that's more or less how it plays out. Some great puzzling here and there, and yeah, nice game by a nice new IP by Capcom. And that's it for this hour-long video. Thank you very much if you sat all the way through to the end. You're a real fan, and I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this. And just saying a couple of things of most of the games here. And you know, let me know in the comments below if I'm still missing something that you think that I should definitely have. And let's see if I add those to the collection and do another video in another 7 years. Follow FinnGamer on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time.